Dear educators, welcome back. We had a very nice session, first session before this, and we were discussing about what exactly STEAM is, why it is required, and then what are the benefits. Now, let's see, like at every age group, how this STEAM can be implemented. What are you can say, the suggestions. You also can contribute by giving your own ways how you are handling students, how you are giving your best in actually ensuring STEAM already. Only the thing is, as I mentioned, that we have to sharpen the knife. Knife is already there. We just have to ensure that it is implemented in proper way and takes the children into a proper direction, what is expected out of it. So very first thing, like for younger children, what can be done is like through play. We are now talking about playway methods, like education for the smaller children should be in a playway method. How it can be ensured? Like by certain toy box fun, you have certain things kept in small box and then you take it out, let them explore what it is, what shape it is, right? What color it is. So all this can be done. Like I have mentioned one coat hanger game, like you take a hanger out of your closet and put two polythenes over it and ask the children to put certain things and then try to weigh which is heavier, which is lighter, how many things you have been able to put. So all this can be done. This is all like innovative thoughts which have been put over here. You can try it in your own way. Just ensure and see what is the outcome. That is very important. So Play-Doh, like clay, we can say, are available in the market and they are also actually kept in the schools for the children to play. When they're carrying tiffin boxes, in that they have certain things brought, okay, the food which is brought, they can open it up and talk about it, talk about the benefits, like whatever they're eating, talk about the benefits of what they're eating, talk about the negatives if they are having junk food in the tiffin. All this can be done in a very smooth way. Next comes like questioning skills. Like it is up to you. Like when you are going to begin certain concept, you can begin with certain questions. It's not that you just get into this classroom and you start with your lesson, right? What is the chapter and what is the reading and do the reading and explain a bit and then go ahead. No, a little different way the chapter can begin with that asking certain question. Have you heard about it? Have you visited Uti if you are talking about mountains? Have you visited any of the ranges of Himalayas? Like this, the question can be put forward and you can just see that how you increase the interest of the child. When they get involved, they reciprocate or they respond better. So see, like some options which I have given here for smaller kids, that is, they are looking into patterns, they're looking into shapes, they are seeing the texture, how does it taste like? If it is like if you're talking about tiffin, how does it smell? Okay, bad smell, good smell, all those things they should be able to identify. If they have certain sounds which can be made them to hear, so how does it feel like? And what is the range by what the sound is better audible, highest level, lowest level, all this all can be discussed. And if you are talking about like, can say the plants, which they are in the lawns, which are in the pots. So it can be discussed that how do they grow, adding water, and if they don't add water, what will happen? Okay, like when they are walking, you are taking them out in the ground, shadows they can see. So what difference do they find in the morning shadow, in the afternoon shadow, which side of their own self it is falling, right? So talking about the wheel, like we talk about if there's some toys are there, the wheels, if it's some okay, vehicle which they have it in hand. So talk about wheels then, how the wheel and the concept of wheel, or talking about the technology, improvement in technology, how it has happened. All this can be discussed through questions and their answers. You first wait what answer they have to give you. You'll find that they have certain times very interesting and better answers than us to give. So check this. Talking about like through reading, you can suggest some reading. Like I have given here, talking about Mitra Samprapti from Panchatantra by Vishnu Sharma, which is actually giving some morals to the life. So how these friends are there, how they're helping each other, and how they come out of the difficult situations. So this kind of readings, the short story readings can be suggested for the smaller group. Yes, little bigger stories for the little, yeah, I can say older ones, children. Okay. Talking about this small story which I have given, like when you're talking about weekdays, talking about the numbers. So it's not only like just simple going for 1, 2, 3 calculation. It can also be done with the help of stories. A small story which I have suggested here is also available on the website. You can check upon that and you can just implement, include in your teachings. So see here, like on the rainy days, yes, they can be, because actually they must have experienced that how the children leave the classroom and just try to be drenched in the rain. So that also when they're coming back, yes, instead of scolding, just take a step ahead and get them into certain kinds of knowledge. They learn certain things out of that also. You can just pick the topic, how clouds are formed. Yes, a little unconventional way. Why? Because maybe you planned cloud or your climate chapter later on in the next month. Why not? Introduce the topic that time, and then main concept can be explained later on, right? So when they are actually splashing in the water pools, talk about the ripples, the waves, the reflections. Okay, so it can be just the introduction at that moment, or if you find it convenient to explain the whole concept, that's the best thing to happen. But if you're not able to, just introduce at least, leave it that time, and then take it up when your regular lesson plan says, okay, now this topic is to be done. So take them back. Okay, remember this happened and we did this exercise, you did this. Just try to correlate and then take the topic ahead. So this is nothing new which I have suggested here. But yes, now taking it in a proper direction and giving it a meaning, talking about the treasures, the shells they are collecting, from where it comes, what are the creatures which are inside that, how do the covers or the coverings they form. All this can be done, talking about the metals when they are collecting certain projects, that can be done. Talking about the outdoors. Now, outdoors many times is not possible with the school. So what we can do is have certain worksheets, and we can tell them, okay, take this worksheet at home, take the help of parents, let them help the child do it, and then fill their experiences. So that way you will know that yes, this exercise has been actually done. We know that there will be certain escapades also. There can be incidents where the children might do what? Maybe the parent did not get time and fill the experiences on their own and pass it on to you, but there will be not many cases like that. So go ahead and try certain things new. Talking about the garden play, yes, this also can be incorporated. Nowadays, everybody is like, even the teachers are moving with the mobile every time. So when you are taking the children out in the ground, take certain pics, share with them, share with their parents. This is going to actually instill a kind of curiosity and involvement amongst the children. And you can, yes, you can take the permission of your authorities, like if you can go ahead with this, and take the pics, share with the parents, tell them if they can get the prints, and can they can also maintain a kind of scrapbook for the same purpose, right? So this way it can be taken care. As I mentioned, certain activities now at night, if the certain things have to be observed, obviously you will require the help of the parents there, right? So talking about the shadows, as I mentioned earlier, talking about the stars, the planets, update yourself with the things which are happening, and we can check on the website, on the news, and those things can be given to the kids to for the observation, and you collect those worksheets. And even if like out of 30 you see 15 children coming back with the worksheet, that can be shared with the rest of the students who have not done it. So some kind of learning is going to happen, and some kind of experiential learning is going to happen, but you will see that this number will increase obviously in the later dates. So talking about the when we talk about STEAM activities for senior schools, we have the robotics, the automation, where they are actually going to learn, depending upon obviously the interest of the child, whether the inclination is toward the subject, so they can take up this. Talking about the environmental science projects, where they are going to conduct field studies, study the local ecosystem, analyze pollution levels, and they also can propose, children will propose sustainable solutions. When actually they will study, they will propose, they will follow it up also. So biotechnology experiments can also be done, explore DNA extraction, genetic engineering, and microbial analytics. Now, depending upon the availability of, we can say, the tools within the school, this can be done. This is one I have added. This is one child. See, it's Kartikeya Jakhar. He is the youngest app developer. And last year, when I was conducting this same, can say, the webinar, I had one educator actually. She was so happy to see the spec that she mentioned that it was her nephew, this Kartikeya Jakhar, and she was so happy to see his picture in the workshop that, ma'am, I'm so happy to see his picture here, and she was very glad. So similar things can happen with anybody, right? He is, as I mentioned, is the youngest app developer, and all you can see it is because of the teachers, the educators, the child involvement, and the parents who are actually involved to the fullest. So now this also I have added. See, you can see she is the Telangana's youngest engineer, okay? And what she says, I concentrated on fun and concept based learning rather than rote learning. I didn't spend long hours studying, as I maintained a balance between academics and co-curricular activities, she says. So, youngest engineer, if she is saying like that, I think it means something, and we have to train our children in similar. So art activities also can be taken up here also, talking about the how it is going to be implemented. Let's see. I have seen this taken up here this video, but I guess it is time now. So dear teachers, in case we actually this stops, please join back, because initial 10 minutes we were waiting for everybody to join. So please join back on the same link after 15 minutes so that we can have a proper discussion with the educators. And I'm sure you must have prepared what you want to contribute to the workshop. We will have that session also. We will not miss it out. Please join back. Okay. So let's see this.
This is Duke University. With a hammer and chisel, Simon Verity works the way sculptors did centuries ago, meticulously carving out each facial feature on the statue, from the eyes to the lips.
This sort of thing, which is completely ridiculous nowadays in many ways. I've been fortunate enough to be able to make a living out of it for 50 years.
Okay, so see, the idea behind taking this video is not actually teaching you how to do sculpting. Idea is to discuss with you that how this activity, the sculpting, is actually taking care of so many aspects. Because if you don't know the proper dimensions of the human face, you will not, that is dimensions, means mathematics. Creativity, that is how, because of the creativity, you can say inside that person has taken up or is into sculpting activity. So it's not just one thing associated, but it is so many things which are integrated into one act, right? Then talking about like second story, which I have included, this is about like digital storytelling, like which is going to help actually the child to gain confidence, right? And it is going to incorporate, as you can see, graphics, music, and narrative, the ability to narrate. So let's see, these videos you can use as an example in your classrooms.
Meet the cat, Scuba Cat. Pete the cat is excited. He is going scuba diving. Pete puts on a mask and fins. He has a tank full of air.
Okay, so I'm just stopping here. What is the idea behind? See, you can take up any video of your choice, or the one which suits your explanation or suits the concept. As per the requirement of the concept, you can choose the video. What you can do is mute it. Okay, completely mute it. And then you ask one of the child to get up and give voice to it. Okay. I think I am very much clear what is expected here. The child is now going to narrate the story in his or her voice. Yes, and you can record it also with your, I can say, this is the mobile phones can be used to record. Of course, you should take permission for this, because go in a proper, you can say, the official way. Don't do things on your own. When you are planning something, take permission. And obviously, when you give some certain new ideas to your authorities, they will take it up. They will think over it, and then they will give you a green signal. Go ahead, the signal, and you can take it up right away. But obviously, it is going to be a very good exercise. This is going to help the child gain confidence, right? When they are discussing. So any topic, so to say, can be taken up like this, and it can be done to enhance the understanding of the concepts in the classrooms. So let's see next.
He hopes to see
During his week as an artist in
Yes. So talking about how in mathematics, okay, mathematical activities which can be taken up here, that is first we can take up which principle you want to explain in the class. So it can be through modeling, right? Geometry in the actually geometry is what? When you are drawing certain lines, certain angles, triangles, squares, this is actually geometry and art taken care simultaneously. Okay, talking about statistics projects where graphs, bar graphs, all are being represented. They also become part of art because then you ensure that they are looking good. They are quick, I can say quickly understandable by the person who is looking towards it. So let's see next. That is the interdisciplinary projects. Okay, how it can be done, like when we are talking about smart city design, that nowadays when we are talking about sustainable development, we are also talking about smart city designs where the pollution is being under control, okay, where it becomes all practically possible designs are given. Then talking about, we have like wearable technology. If I talk about, say, Apple Watch, it is technology, but it is wearable. If I'm talking about headphones, it is wearable, it is technology. So this who is going to design is actually the person who are into technology and the creative person. They are actually working together to make it functional and make it also fashion apt, right? Talking about cultural heritage preservations, where we are trying to preserve our heritage. This is also very important to understand and take care. See this nowadays, this is this concept which I have shown here. The house is actually not an old concept, but a new concept, but done on a very traditional way. So they are actually adaptable. They have been adapted from the traditional way, but they have a very scientific approach to it. We can also discuss these things with the children and it can be taken up. And then phone is actually continuously ringing. So developing projects, as I was mentioning, that which are sustainable, which are also low cost, they take care of the creativity. They also take care of the underprivileged school, right? So any project, any actually method, if we are not able to assess, then it will be a waste, because then you will say, okay, how to mark this map, because we have so many projects to do, but how to mark it. So this also is actually one very important aspect in the school when we have started talking about the NEP, when we have talking about NEP based on NCF. So all these projects which we are doing in the class, they need to be documented. That is, you noted down with the date, what was the topic, how you took it up. This all has to be done like when in the report cards, that is the holistic report cards, which the CBSE has already launched and schools have taken up. Schools are and now actually talking about it, right? So this has to be done. And we know in this, one very important aspect is peer review, where the child is talking about the friend. Okay, that means we need to train children. We need to train children when they are actually talking about their friends. They have not to be biased, but they have to be very honest and giving the reviews of their friends. How will this happen? This will happen when we are able to train these children in a proper way, right? So it's like talking about this, actually, can say the skills which we are acquiring because of the STEAM. It is not that we actually are born with these skills. These skills are acquirable. They are transferable. We actually, with the practice, And continuous practice, we can train the children to actually take up new things. It's not that I'm not asking children or you to make the children learn and go for the rote learning again. No, we have to train the children to think critically. They should be able to solve the problems, and very importantly, they should be able to innovate. In this comes very important, that is communication. When we are able to communicate amongst each other in a proper way, this is going to be a success, right? So other STEM skills which I have mentioned, like financial literacy is there, digital literacy is there, teamwork is there, presentation very important, because nowadays most of the things are being done on the presentation basis. All the deals from the companies are done on presentation basis. So for that, they should have creativity to present themselves in a best way, right? Because we know there are universities which are taking online, can say, interviews. There are, you can say, companies which are, complete induction program of theirs happens online. So that means that the literacy, or again the presentation skill, the creativity, the ability to present themselves in the bestest way, they have to acquire. And how will this happen? When we are actually introducing STEAM into our education, when we are able to incorporate STEAM in a proper way in our education system. So let's see what is the future of STEAM. That is, it is going to be there. We cannot avoid it. It is an ongoing process. It will not happen in a day or two. We have to be very patient with ourselves, with our kids, okay, to be able to adapt this. So as I mentioned earlier, that benefits of STEAM we have already understood. It talks about the ability to solve problems, creativity, collaboration, and readiness for future career. This is very important. What is actually the ultimate aim? It is being said by the learned people that what we are actually giving in the school system right now, okay, the chapters, you can say, the calculations, the concepts which we are taking up, nobody is going to test these concepts actually in the real life. How many of you will agree with me? How many of institution ask what is division and what is multiplication? But then they are expected to apply. Okay, they are not going to solve maths problem actually, but what they are going to do, they are going to apply. So this is a kind of, right now we have actually, we have come across this concept that it has to be incorporated, but then it is up to us that we explore more and more every time, every year as it passes. We actually try to explore more and more on this topic and see how it can be implemented, how it can be incorporated to ensure that the children benefit out of it. So it sees, the STEAM project sees a kind of transformation of you, like of you as educator, of you as a learner, of you to be able to help the learners learn better. Okay, so see, STEAM is not just an addition of arts, but a transformation how we perceive and teach these subjects. Okay, so preparing students for a future where creativity and innovation are as crucial as technical skills. See, this wheel also I have given here. This also talks about the 21st century learners and what are the, can say, the important things which they have to be able to understand and perceive. So this was it from my side. I will stop the share, and then I will ask you friends to tell me what you have to say. Okay. Like, so obviously you must have prepared. So yes, if somebody is willing to contribute in this, I would be very happy to hear. Yes, I'm waiting. You can put up your queries in the chat box also. You can put up in the chat box. I can see from there and we can then sort it out. Or if you have to say something, I would be more than happy. Yes, can go ahead. I can see Bernoulli ma'am. One is written Galaxy Z Flip 5. Gurpreet ma'am, Kalpana ma'am, Kamalpreet ma'am, Phyllis ma'am, Rajkumari ma'am. And I could see if you could not join also in the second session. Anyhow, I will try to get the recording for them. I'll share the recording for them. And this link for the certificate will be given after 30 minutes, as Matthew sir said, that it will be done after the session is over. So I'll be floating the link and you will get the, because the payment I will be doing after I get the complete numbers, how many certificates need to be generated. So that process is on my side. You will just have to fill the link and get the certificate. You don't have to pay anything now. That is from my side. I have to do it. Okay. So just when I send the link, you can fill it and you will get the certificate by 4 o'clock, as sir said. By evening, you get the complete number of the participants. Thank you, Kalpana ma'am. It was nice to see you are putting up in the chat. Thank you, Rajkumari ma'am. Thank you, Sona ma'am. And
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we will now just take rest, because now I think for everybody the summer vacation has started and everybody has plans. And the reason for coming in the morning was this only, that you attend it and then you are free for the whole day. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Alpana ma'am, for putting up the chart in the chat. Yes. Phyllis ma'am also putting up. Learned so much today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'll not I'll not dissolve the group. It is still there till you receive the certificates. Okay. So once you receive the certificate, please give thumbs up and then you can leave the group if you wish to, or if you wish to continue, it's okay. For the next session, we are together. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I'll just end up the meeting.